Back here in between games, Doc Stewart's taking on the Medford Mustangs, a big Area 4 doubleheader here today at Legion Field. And as we make our way towards Game 2, we get another chance to catch up with a few more of our Doc Stewart's players, wrapping up the season, wrapping up our interviews here. And we get a chance to catch up with Austin Anderson, going to be a senior coming up next year at Roseburg High School. And Austin, first year you get to be on the Docs, kind of an interesting setup for you coming up mid-season. How is the transition for you going from being an everyday guy at one level and then finding out mid-season that due to some things with the roster, you get a chance to come up here and play with the Doc Stewarts?
It was a big change when I first got the call. I was kind of nervous. I knew I wasn't going to get that much playing time, and I had to prove my worth. And I did that, like I said, in my last interview I did it in Corvallis, had a good outing, and I just come out here with a lot of confidence. That was the biggest piece for me.
Yeah, and you've looked great out there on the mound. It's been fun to see you grow out there on that. And I know when tryouts went on, I'm sure you probably had hopes of maybe being able to play with the Doc Stewarts and maybe show up something there. And when you found out you were going to be at the single A level with the Pepsi bottle caps, was there a little disappointment? Were you expecting that? What were you kind of thinking during the tryout process?
I was kind of a little bit disappointed. I wanted to play Docs first round, but I was kind of hoping I'd get called up anyways, just if I perform well single A.
Yeah, and obviously it works out for you here, and I know that coaches said that you were a guy that was on their radar. They just wanted to make sure that you got the opportunity to play and not get buried on the bench. And now you've come up here and you've proven your worth, like you said, and had a couple of good starts. How do you feel like, as the season progresses, you get more starts under your belt here at the AAA level? Do you feel like you're gaining a lot of confidence with this Doc Stewart's club?
Yeah, that was my biggest part. Like I said before, it's the confidence part. I haven't really had that much confidence just in my whole baseball career, but coming out here and having those good starts I've had, I've really raised my confidence, and knowing that the team's got my back, that's the biggest part, really.
Yeah. And what have the coaches been telling you as you kind of continue to show what you're able to do out there? Have they been helping you kind of build that confidence as well with kind of some of the encouragement and things that they're telling you to do out there on the mound?
Yeah, definitely. Every time I get back in the dugout, they always congratulate me and tell me good job, and always tell me what else I can do to get better.
Yeah. What kind of things as a pitcher are they helping you work on out there?
Just like strike zone wise, like just try not to throw to the umpire strike zone, just throw your great stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's been working out well for you so far. You've had, I think, if I remember correctly, out to a 3-1 record in the time here with the Doc Stewarts. So just getting to be a part of this atmosphere, though. You mentioned that you wanted to play with the Docs when the season started, and unfortunately you started, not that it was a bad thing to be at the single A level, but you didn't get to be here at the top level. But being a part of this atmosphere now, what's it like to be a player putting on a Docs uniform and being in the dugout kind of night in and night out?
It's really been a dream of mine to play for the Docs, like play with the big dogs, really. Be able to put on the uniform and be able to call myself a Docs alumni.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool deal. You made a transfer to Roseburg High School here during this last school year, and you played with the Roseburg Indians. That transition, you've experienced a little bit of transition here in this last year, I guess, as we look at it. That transition going from out at Glide High School to transferring to a new school and being a part of a new club, what was that like for you?
Kind of like the same thing with Docs, really. Like transferred to a different program, kind of, and then didn't really get that much playing time. Had to prove my worth, and playing like from 3A level to 6A level, like there's a jump, but really the competition's just pretty much the same for some teams.
Yeah. And it's it's still the sport of baseball, so it's not like the game changes, even if the maybe the competition level does go up a little bit. Looking forward towards your senior year, you've got 1 year under your belt at Roseburg. I assume you're going to be coming back for your senior there with the Indians?
Yep.
Okay. Are you looking forward to that? And now that you kind of know the team, know the coaches, know the other guys, you're looking forward to the opportunity you have and what that Roseburg team might be able to do?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to being one of the great leaders for senior year.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. I don't recall, I don't know if you transferred prior to the spring season or if it was something that happened mid-school year for you, but do you play any other sports? Are we going to see you out there on any of the other fields for Roseburg?
No,
just baseball. Focused on the one. I like that. Well, looking at you possibly being a senior, obviously you're a guy that went to a new school, so things are kind of a little bit different there for you, but you get to be a senior on campus. What about senior year gets you excited coming up for this next school year?
Just being able to be a leader, really, for not just baseball, but just the school-wise.
Yeah. You get familiar. How long did it take you to get kind of familiar with campus and getting around Roseburg?
About a month or two, really, because it's a big change going from like 168 students to 1,500.
Yeah, it's that's a big jump there, but it seems like things went pretty well for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. As you go through this summer here, we're getting down to the end of it. What kind of things have you guys been talking about in the dugout, knowing that a postseason berth is kind of there looming for you guys? What kind of things are you guys thinking about, talking about as you get ready for the last week and the last few games here?
Just keep on rolling what we're doing, what we've been coming out with the past week and a half. We've kind of struggled, but we've been getting back on our horse, doing it good, and we just need to continue doing things right. Like, we have less errors. That contributes to a lot of good wins.
Yeah. You obviously have gotten some chances to start in games, non-league games and things like that, as we get to a Final Four league games here. How badly are you wanting Coach to say, Anderson, get up, get warm, and get ready to go?
A lot. I'm hoping tomorrow or sometime this week I can get a chance to throw during a league game.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you've definitely earned that honor and want to be one of those guys they call up and bring out there on the mound. So looking forward to it and excited to see. I know you've got your senior year. I'm sure if baseball is a sport you focused on that you hope to try and continue playing, have you kind of explored any of the options of what might come after your senior year of high school?
Not really. Yeah. No, I need to start working on that though. It's getting there.
You are not dissimilar from all the other guys at your age group right now. A lot of juniors going to be seniors on this team right now, and a lot of them have said the same thing. I need to get going on that. But having a guy like Coach Robbins to kind of lean on that knows what it's like to be able to get to the college level, have you been able to pick his brain and kind of hear from him and to what it takes for next year for you to be able to find your way to be able to play at the next level?
Yeah, a little bit. You said like the competition is going to be really good, and just the whole schedule for to be a college athlete.
Yeah.
Like, it's a 24-hour thing. Like, you don't just get up, go to school, and then go to practice, and then go to bed. It's baseball within school too. Yeah,
it's a big deal, but a lot of these guys are finding ways to do it, and I know you'd be successful at that as well. But Austin, it's been fun to get to know you during the spring and now here into the summer, and obviously you've seen a lot of great things and look forward to seeing plenty more.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Austin Anderson joining us here in between games. We'll get ready for Game 2. Doc's taking on Medford. We'll have that for you coming up when we return. It's more of Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Thank you.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Welcome you back here to Legion Field. Want to say thanks again there to Austin Anderson for the time here and tonight as he helped us out there with that player interview. Great to get to know that young man a little bit more. Look forward to seeing him coming up in the future. Game 2 of our doubleheader about to get underway. Doc Stewart's winning Game 1, 5-4 in extra innings. Game 2 gets started with Drake Bourgeois on the mound for the Docs as the lights start to come on here at Legion Field. First pitch of the ball game in for strike one, and we are underway. Darren Marsh is at the plate for Medford. Leading things off, he'll take on Bourgeois, who misses high and away for a 1-1 count. Drake Bourgeois this season on the mound is 4-2 in 42 and 2/3 innings worked. He misses low and outside. The 4-2 record in 5 starts so far, 1 save. He's got a 3.28 ERA, 43 strikeouts to 20 walks. He gets a foul ball from Marsh for a 2-2 count against Darren, the leadoff man. Waiting on deck is Bennett Thompson. We'll try to run through the starting lineup for you here as we get things underway. The 2-2. Strike 3 called. Got him looking. First strikeout of the game for Bourgeois. He's been a bit of a strikeout artist at times. One away. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Bennett Thompson batting next. Ryan Sandoval on deck. Bennett Smith in the hole. First pitch misses for ball 1. A 1-0 from Bourgeois, just a bit up, a 2-0 count. Bourgeois has done a nice job this season growing as a pitcher after last year when he struggled with his accuracy. A ball back behind the mound. You got Bourgeois and Johnson came together to try and get to it. That is the most perfectly placed soft liner I have ever seen. That ball went softly over the mound, just over Bourgeois. He turned to run to try and get to it. He couldn't catch it in the air. It dropped, and you had the Bermuda Triangle there. Second, short, and the pitcher, nobody able to get to it in time. It's a bloop single for Bennett Thompson. He gets on with one away. Ryan Sandoval will bat. First pitch misses for a 1-0 count. .1-0 delivery for Bourgeois, the righty from Riddle High School. Checking first before coming set. The 1-0, the runner was going, fouled off, strike 1, and back to first base will go Bennett Thompson. At the plate, Ryan Sandoval, 1-1 count. Sandoval going 0 for 3, or make it 0 for 4 in game 1. He takes low and outside. Spencer up out of his crouch quickly, looking to throw down to first, does not. The 2-1 pitch, low again, a 3-1 count for Bourgeois. Trying to get through the first inning. That has been a tall task at times for the Doc Stewarts. Trying to get through the top of the first. When at home or on the road, guess the bottom of the first. A ball hit high in the air. I guess that. Out to second baseman Jacob Luther, and that one on the infield for Sandoval. Second out, he's now 0 for 5 against the Docs here this evening. 2 down, and Bennett Smith will bat. Smith, the starting first baseman. The lefty at the plate. First pitch swinging, gets into right field. Gillespie will have it first to third for Bennett Smith. He's running hard, will get in, no problem. On the corners with 2 down for Medford after the single to right field for Bennett Smith. That ball just routine ground ball right side, finds the gap between first and second. So runners on the corners, 2 down, and Dylan Marsh will bat. First pitch is in the dirt now for Marsh. Oh, excuse me. They said that he went around at the plate for strike 1, a check swing. Ground ball, chopper towards third. Cody Johnson up with it. His throw to first, scooped by Chase Stoffel for the final out. Stoffel makes the play at first. After a great job on the mound in game 1, he makes a big play at first to keep the game scoreless after the top of the first inning. Go to the bottom of the first. We will get you all caught up with everybody in tonight's game 2 of the doubleheader as we finally get all the starting lineups put together. Back after this on 541radio.com. And on
season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com. and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. Your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. We'll start with the Doc Stewarts as they come up to bat. Caden Johnson leads things off, the shortstop, followed by the catcher Spencer Six. Doran Gillespie in right field batting third, followed by the DH Jonathan Stone, who will bat for starting pitcher Drake Bourgeois. In center field, hitting fifth is Jet Black. The third baseman Cody Johnson hitting sixth. The seven hitter is the second baseman Jacob Luther. At first base, batting eighth is Jay Stoffel, and the left fielder batting ninth is Garrett Zymet. That is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Doc Stewarts. They'll face Stephen Ledendecker for Medford. Ledendecker, a right-hander on the mound from South Medford High School. First pitch from the righty is inside for ball one. We saw Ledendecker throwing in the bullpen in game one, but never did enter the ball game. He faces Caden Johnson, squares to bunt. He fouls it off for strike one, a 1-1 count for Johnson. Caden Johnson in game one was 3 for 4 with 3 singles and an intentional walk. He technically reached base all 5 times at the plate. Ball in the air, right side is drifting out of play for strike two. He had 2 singles to start, then reached on a fielder's choice on a ball that ended the inning, but he technically reaches on a fielder's choice. Got on a single in the 7th and was intentionally walked in the 8th as he takes just outside on a 1-2 pitch, not off by much for Ledendecker, a 2-2 count. Behind the plate is Bennett Thompson for Medford as a ball to center field will drop in for Caden Johnson. So he continues hitting well. Gets on base with the single. That's his 4th hit of the evening against Medford. First hit here in game 2. One on with nobody out for the Docs as they try to jump on Medford early on. First pitch to Spencer Six from the righty to the lefty. Tails inside at the feet of Spencer. He scoots out of the way for ball one. So Thompson behind the plate. We'll get you the rest of the infield here after the next pitch. The 1-0 is low, a 2-0 count. Bennett Smith at first, Josh Baptiste at second, Zach Ankeny at short, and Jeremiah Huffman at third. That's the same infield as game one. Brady Buchanan in left, Darren Marsh in center, and Dylan Marsh in right. That is the same outfield out there as well. So pretty much everybody the same except for the pitcher, Ledendecker getting the start in game two. 3-0 count as Ledendecker misses low against Spencer. The 3-0 misses again. It's another ball, and that's a walk issued to Spencer Six. Led the team in that category coming into tonight, and he's still got the lead. No one going to catch him on that one, I think. For Spencer, he has now been walked 30 times on the season.
Next batter, the right fielder, number 11, Doran Gillespie.
So 2 on now for the Docs with nobody out. Doran Gillespie will bat. The right fielder hitting with a man in scoring position. Doran had the triple in game one, his only hit of the game. It drove in one. He also was intentionally walked. First pitch, a breaking ball outside for ball one as Ledendecker struggling to find the strike zone. The 1-0 hits the outside corner. Evens things up. Coach Jeremiah Robbins down at third base coaching there. At first base, assistant coach Brett Prock. Bo Kearns and Dave York in the dugout for the Docs. Ground ball, softly hit towards short. Jumping in front of it was Caden Johnson. The throw to second gets one out. Spencer Six sliding into the bag, interrupting the turn at second for Josh Baptiste. So a fielder's choice for Gillespie. Gets him on at first. Up to third base went Caden Johnson. Out at second was Spencer Six. 6-4. One down. Jonathan Stone will bat. Stone had an opportunity to win the game in regulation in game one and couldn't do it. He'll pop one out to left field. Coming in, Brady Buchanan forcing a throw towards the plate. It was off the line and possibly could have scored was Caden Johnson, but he goes back to the bag, 2 down. F7 for Stone, 2 down, and Jet Black will bat.
Next batter, number 18, Jet Black.
Jet starting in center field, hitting here with 2 down and 2 on. Scoreless ball game so far. First pitch, Jet, a breaking ball from Ledendecker for strike 1. Jet in game 1 was 1 for 3 with an RBI double in the second. Also got an intentional walk in the game. The 0-1 takes Lone outside, a 1-1 count. Waiting for final scores on other games around Area 4. So pitch misses to Jet, a 2-1 count, so we can update things there. Another pitch misses, again not by much for Ledendecker, and the count goes to 3-1. Three-one pitch here for Ledendecker, the righty. Delivers. Strike 2 called on the inside corner. So it'll be a full count for Jet. Cody Johnson waiting on deck. 2 down. Jet takes outside. The runner was going. The ball gets away from Thompson. Scoring easily will be Caden Johnson, and heading for third went Gillespie. And up to second goes Jet Black on a walk and a wild pitch. Jet Black gets his second, a run scores, and Doran Gillespie goes first to third. That was a big pass ball for Medford as the Docs aggressive, take advantage and lead 1-0. So a walk for Jet.
Number 2, Cody Johnson.
Then a wild pitch. First pitch, swing and a miss for Johnson, strike 1. Docs in front early. Pitch taken low and outside, a 1-1 count for Cody. Two balls and 1 strike for Cody Johnson. Fifth hitter to the plate here in the bottom of the first. Docs up 1-0. A ball fouled away for a 2-2 count. Ledendecker trying to finish it off here is 2-2. Off the end of the bat, dribbler towards first. It's taken by Smith, and he'll take it to the bag himself. That will retire the Doc Stewarts. But they get the lead in the first inning. On top 1-0, 1 run on 1 hit. There were no Medford errors and 2 men left on base for the Doc Stewarts. We go to the top of the second. Docs in front 1-0 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Leading off the top of the second inning now for Medford will be the shortstop number 1, Zach Ankeny.
Zach Ankeny, writing one name, trying to say the other. That's never been a strong suit of mine. Zach Ankeny leading things off for Medford against Drake Bourgeois here in the second inning. First pitch, strike one. Ankeny laying off a high pitch for a 1-1 count. That ball in the air out to left field. On the run, it's Garrett Zimet, the previously mentioned Garrett Zimet. He gets underneath it for the out, retiring the first batter. Let's run through the Medford Mustangs Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup since we didn't really get a chance to in the first inning. Leading things off was Darren Marsh, and the center fielder. The catcher, Bennett Thompson, batted second. Ryan Sandoval, the DH, hitting for Stephen Ledendecker, hit third. Bennett Smith, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Dylan Marsh, the right fielder, hitting fifth. Zach Ankeny hitting sixth, playing at shortstop. Brady Buchanan bats now, the left fielder, taking a strike on the first pitch. He'll take strike two as the lefty has an 0-2 count. So the left fielder, Brady Buchanan, hitting seventh at the plate right now. Jeremiah Huffman on deck, the third baseman, hitting eighth. And Josh Baptiste, the second baseman, in the ninth spot. We'll wrap it up for head coach Nate Maben. It's a big swing and a miss. Huge cut for Brady Buchanan, chasing the high heat. He goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the game for Drake Bourgeois. Jeremiah Huffman will bat. Huffman hitting with 2 outs and nobody on against Bourgeois. First pitch, a strike on the inside corner for Bourgeois. Taking a look around the diamond for the Docs. Spencer Six behind the plate. Jay Stoffel takes over at first. Jacob Luther at second. Caden Johnson at short. Cody Johnson at third as a ball fouled back for strike two against Huffman. In the outfield, Garrett Zimet takes over in left field for Drake Bourgeois, who moves to the mound. Center field is Jet Black, and right field is Doran Gillespie. The 0-2 pitch, got him looking. Ring him up. Jeremiah Huffman goes down. Third strikeout of the game for Bourgeois. He gets a perfect 1-2-3 inning in the second. It's a 1-0 lead for the Docs as we go to the bottom of the second inning on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brooke Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brooke Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brooke Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Starting off the bottom of the second inning for the Doc Stewart to be number 12, Jacob Luther.
Bottom of the second inning. Docs leading 1-0 here on 1490 The Score. Tonight's game brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. First pitch of the second inning fouled off by Jacob Luther, the second baseman, starting things off. 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up here against Stephen Ledendecker. Strike called on the second pitch of the at-bat. Fans have not been overly pleased by the strike zone tonight, it appears. Hearing a lot of groans both sides, both ways. 1-2 count. Just an observation, not a comment on the strike zone. A 1-2 count outside for Luther. 2-2. Docs winning game 1, 5-4. We got some updates on that Area 4 scoreboard. As a ball fisted towards first, Luther will be tagged out by Ledendecker as he runs down the line. One away. That ball right off the hands for Luther. Just blooped down the first base side. Tagged out. One away. Up next for the Docs will be Jay Stoffel. Stoffel this season, as he gets his first at-bat of the evening, pitching in Game 1, did not hit for himself. Stoffel batting 197. It's come up a few points. It's been a tough one at the plate for Jace, and that's not an easy way to get on base, but he takes one in the front hip. Stoffel will trot on down to first. A little bit of a limp in his gait, but he seems to be all right. He'll be on base for the Docs' first runner of the second. Docs getting 1 run in the first. 1 run on 1 hit. I think I look down there. Peyton Hope, I think, is imitating Jay Stoffel, making his way to first. He's good, though. He stays in the game. Breaking ball for the first pitch to Garrett Zimet for a called strike. Zimet in there for the first time tonight. The youngster from Roseburg, 22 at-bats this season, batting .227. The 0-1, low and outside, a 1-1 count. He's come up with some clutch hits at times. I believe a double early on in the season that drove in a big run for the Docs. I remember talking to him about that. 1-1 from Leidendecker. Running is Stoffel, but the ball fouled off by Zimet. Area 4 scoreboard as we check your Garrison Building Supply scoreboard update here. Willamette Valley takes Game 1 of that doubleheader against Eugene, 12-2, your final score. So that puts Willamette Valley and Eugene tied for first. The winner of the nightcap will take the Area 4 championship. The 1-2 pitch from Leidendecker, outside, 2-2. So Willamette Valley is at 15-4. Eugene at 15-4. It's a winner-take-all nightcap of that doubleheader. 2-2 count here for Zimet. Outside. Stoffel thought about running. He goes back to the bag at first and gets in safely. It's a 3-2 count for Zimet. Stoffel saw that ball in the dirt, thought about trying to get a jump. Behind the plate, Thompson dug it up out of the dirt and was able to come up throwing quickly to first, but not in time as Smith couldn't get the tag down in time. Runner going on the 3-2. The throw to second will not matter as it's ball 4 to Garrett Zimet. So Zimet fights his way back, draws a walk with 1 out. Runners at first and second for the Doc Stewarts. Caden Johnson will bat 1 for 1 in the game with a single to lead off the first inning. He's had 4 hits on the night. And Johnson bats here, only base hit of the game for the Docs so far. Runners at first and second thanks to a hit by pitch and a walk for Steven Leidendecker. First pitch from Leidendecker. Inside, hits the inside corner, belt high against Johnson. So Willamette Valley and Eugene tied at the top. Medford still in third at 8-9. Docs in fourth at 7-10 as the ball fouled off. An 0-2 count now for Caden Johnson. Docs 1 game behind Medford, but still too far behind Eugene and Willamette Valley for that to matter. Grants Pass has rallied against Klamath Falls and leads 11-6 going to the top of the 7th there. As a ball in the air for Johnson goes to right field. It's caught by Marsh. Dillon will throw it back in. Runners will all hold 2 down.
The batter,
Spencer Six will try to get a 2-out rally going for the Docs. Walked in the first inning. So if Grants Pass does win in that game, which they were 3 outs away from, they would go to 6-11. They'd still be 1 game back of the Docs. There's a pitch outside to Spencer, a 1-0 count. So at the moment, it looks like no room to let up for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. And same can be said for Medford. Leidendecker's 1-0-6. Carries outside, a 2-0 count. A lot to be decided tonight in Area 4 and tomorrow as Docs will host Klamath Falls and Medford goes to Grants Pass to finish out the league season. Big cut out of Spencer, a swing and a miss. Tonight's doubleheader between Eugene and Willamette Valley, that wraps up those guys in league play. But you've got Medford, Roseburg, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls all with the doubleheaders tomorrow to finish out league. As time was called just before the pitch for Ledendecker. Dallas Dirtbags, post 20 there, winning the Area 2 championship tonight. Congratulations to Coach Boog Leach. There's a pitch in the dirt, a 3-1 count for Spencer 6. Boog, a former Doc Stewart, coaching there with post 20 out of the Dallas area up near Salem. They win and take the Area 2 championship. Ground ball comebacker up the middle for Spencer. Heading around third goes Stoffel. The throw from center is going to go to third. It's offline. Into third base goes Zymet. Doc score. RBI single for Spencer 6. Right back up the middle. That scores Stoffel from second. Zymet goes first to third. And Spencer 6 on at first with 2 down. Docs have been hitting the ball well tonight. That is now 17 hits in this doubleheader against Medford here in the bottom of the second. We have not gotten too far into game 2. First pitch, a called strike against Doran Gillespie. The 0-1 pitch from Ledendecker. Foul tipped off the glove. Strike 2 against Gillespie. So Dallas winning the Area 2 championship, I believe that puts Salem in second, Corvallis in third. In the Area 2 championship, we are trying to get a score update there as a pitch outside to Gillespie. A breaking ball carries away, a 1-2 count. The Area 2 championship being decided between the Post 6 Barbers and the Beaverton Post 124 squad. They're playing up right now in at Ron Tonkin Field in Hillsboro. Strikeout for Doran Gillespie will finish off the inning. And that will send us to the third. Running on that 2-strike pitch was Spencer 6. I think caused some confusion at the end of the inning. Spencer was thrown out probably at second, but it didn't matter as the strikeout at the plate finished off the game. Finished off the second inning. It's a 2-0 lead for the Doc. Stewart's on top of Medford heading to the top of the third on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Top of the third inning, lights on here at Legion Field. Nightfall is just about upon us. It's been a quick night of baseball. We've been moving through these games so far, even with an extra inning game in Game 1. First pitch from Drake Bourgeois is popped up, foul territory. Stoffel tracking to the fence, and that ball gets over. Out of play for strike 1 against Josh Baptiste, the 9-hitter, leading things off for Medford against the Doc Stewart. 75 degrees and a partly cloudy sky above. Sun starting to set. That ball fouled away again by Baptiste, gives him an 0-2 count. Doc Stewart's Baseball tonight brought to you by Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. The 0-2. That ball fouled away. Tonight's game also been brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Breaking ball stayed on it and somehow got a piece of it. Baptiste will stay alive. Been a very comfortable night here at the ballpark. It's been a pretty warm, nice day, but there's actually rain in the forecast tonight. There's another ball. That one off the plate, fielded in front of home. The throw to first. No, we'll do it again. Foul ball is the call. Kind of wondered, but they let it play through so much. So looking at the weather app on my phone, 2 o'clock this morning, we're expecting rain in the forecast for just a short period of time, and then tomorrow going to be another sunny day as we get ready for Klamath Falls coming to town. The 0-2 pitch, high, offered. Did he go? No. Baptiste got the bat out there just a bit, but pulled it back just in time. The 1-2 pitch, just outside. 2-2 for Bourgeois. Drake, a battle going here against Josh Baptiste. The 2-2. Swung on and missed, and Drake will win it. Another strikeout for Bourgeois. That's his 4th of the game here in the top of the 3rd inning. 1 down. And we will head to the top of the order. Darren Marsh will bat. Remember, don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Call them at 541-459-4039. Darren Marsh taking ball 1 to lead off his second at-bat against Drake Bourgeois. The 1-0 taken for strike 1. Two and 1 now the count for Darren Marsh. His first at-bat was a strikeout swinging against Bourgeois. Puts the barrel on this one, out to right field. Gillespie is underneath it. He'll track that one for the second out. 2 down as Bennett Thompson will walk to the plate next.
Next batter, number 10, Bennett Thompson.
Thompson had a single in the first inning. Just a little bloop single over the mound that landed in the Bermuda Triangle. First pitch to him is low for ball 1. Another pitch misses for Bourgeois. A 2-0 pitch is popped up here for Thompson. Into foul territory. Spencer Six in front of his own dugout makes the play. Final out of the 3rd, made deep in foul territory, and that'll send the Mustangs out on the field defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. Doc's leading 2-0 on top of Medford on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need. to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
First batter for the Doc Stewarts in the bottom of the third inning, number 15, Jonathan
Bottom
Stone.
of the third inning, Jonathan Stone, Jeb Black, Cody Johnson due up for the Doc Stewarts, leading 2-0 against Medford. Tonight's game brought to you by Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Ball popped up on the first pitch by Stone. Will just get down in foul territory down the right field side. You had Smith, Baptiste, and Marsh all in Dylan Marsh all in the area of that one. None of them could get to it. So a strike one against Stone. He takes for a 1-1 count. Breaking ball carries outside from Ledendecker. So far in the ball game, Docs, 2 runs on 2 hits. Medford, no runs on 2 hits. Ball fouled back. Strike 2 for Stone, gives him a 2-2 count. Ledendecker out of his windup. Misses outside. Stephen Ledendecker was a first-team All-Southwest Conference outfielder this year there with South Medford. Getting a chance to be on the mound. He's one of 7 players from South Medford High School this year on this Medford team. He misses outside on ball 4. Jonathan Stone will draw a leadoff walk. Stone on base for the first time here in Game 2. Jet Black will bat. He drew a walk in the first. For Ledendecker, walks have been an issue. He's now given up 4 through 2 innings of work officially. He's into his 3rd inning now. First pitch called strike 1 for Jet Black. He'll take for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes for Stone. Ledendecker's 0-2 pitch. Fouled off on the breaking ball. Black just stays alive. Jet Black at the plate. Game 1 had a double. Drove in a run. He's been hitting well this season for the Docs. Swing and a miss, though, there on the 0-2. He goes down with the strikeout. For Ledendecker, that's his 2nd strikeout of the game. 1 away with the man on at first.
Next batter, number 2,
Cody Johnson steps in next. Docs have added a run in the 1st and the 2nd inning. Still a tight ball game here. Docs have only been able to capitalize on a couple of runs. Runner going, ball fought off right side by Johnson. The hit and run works. Stone's going to take the turn and head for 3rd. He's in with a slide. Up to second base goes Johnson. The hit and run works out to perfection. Stone spewing up a cloud of dust at 3rd as he slid in. And he was a little slow to get up, but it seems like he's okay. At least he's telling Coach he's okay. So it'll be a single for Cody Johnson.
Next batter, number 12, Jacob
Gets
Lucas.
through. He ends up at 2nd on the throw. Jonathan Stone goes 1st to 3rd. First pitch, strike 1 now against Jacob Luther. Luther, an 0-1 count. He puts the ball in play, gets through on the right side into right field, past Bennett Smith at first. Stone scores, and they'll put the late break sign on Cody Johnson at third, and he was attentive to see if that ball got by. Snagging it at the plate, Thompson makes sure it does not. Runners on the corner still. Docs add another run, up 3-0 on Medford with just one out here in the third.
Next batter, number 9, Jay Stoffel.
So Jacob Luther picking up an RBI single down the right field side. He's on at first. Cody Johnson's up at third, scoring with Jonathan Stone. First pitch to Stoffel. He squared to bunt, but he'll take for strike one. Oh, 1 count. Stoffel hit by a pitch in the second. He scored a run. His second trip to the plate. The 0-1 bounces outside, and Thompson didn't get the glove turned over, but somehow able to manage to get that ball into the mitt. Snags it on the pitch that bounces in. Makes it a 1-1 count here for Stoffel. Squaring to bunt again. He'll put it down third base side. A glove flip to the plate gets away. Johnson will score. Up to third goes Luther. To second goes Stoffel. Chase will get an RBI on a fielder's choice. It was a suicide move there for Huffman. He had one play to be made. He gloved it, tried to flip it to the plate with his glove, and it gets away past the catcher. And Cody Johnson scores. Jacob Luther able to go first and third on the play, and Stoffel goes to second as well. So another run in. Doc's on top, 4-0. First pitch misses to Garrett Zimet, who drew a walk in the second. Going to be an error on the flip there on that play by Huffman at third. A 2-0 count for Zimet here. With one out, and the count goes to 3-0. With that flip attempt by Huffman that just got by everybody, you're going to call that an error on his throw. 4 straight pitches to Garrett Zimet, the 9-hitter, and he draws his second walk of the game. The guy with probably the fewest at-bats of anybody on the team in the lineup right now, and he's drawn 2 walks, and this is going to get action in the bullpen and a visit to the mound. Zimet came in with 22 at-bats on the season. That is by far the fewest of anybody that's in the lineup, and he's drawn 2 straight walks. Loads the bases. Because players got extra bases on that bunt, got to put down that error. So bases are loaded. First base was unoccupied. Zimet at first, Stoffel at second, Luther at third, Caden Johnson coming up to bat. Dangerous hitter here for Medford to have to face. Johnson has scored a lot of runs. Batting average obviously good. He's only driven in 16 though, but the leadoff guy, not necessarily an RBI guy. First pitch from Ledendecker. Breaking ball hits the zone for strike one. The 0-1 off speed is outside, a 1-1 count. Bases juiced, only one out here. Johnson pops that ball up and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 is a check swing. Foul ball down the first base side. We'll do it again. That ball right down the chalk line. It seemed like it took a second for anybody to make a call on whether that ball was fair or foul. It looked foul, but I was not going to make a judgment call on that. A ball and 2 strikes. Warming up, Medford has Blake Shields down there. There's another foul ball for Caden Johnson. Keeps him at the plate. Steven Ledendecker, pitch goes to second. The throw goes to second for one. They only get the one out. Can't turn two. That'll be an RBI fielder's choice for Caden Johnson. Baptiste went to Ankeny to get the out at second, forcing out Garrett Zimet. 2 down, but scoring was Jacob Luther. Jay Stoffel up to third. So runners on the corners. Another run in for the Docs on top 5-0 against Medford with 2 down here in the bottom of the third. First pitch to 6 is in the dirt for ball 1, and at first base holding was Caden Johnson. Spencer, 1 for 1 here in game 2 with an RBI single in the second, went right back up the middle. He goes in the air this time out towards right center. Underneath it, calling for it, the center fielder, Darren Marsh, calling off his brother, Dylan. That wraps up things for the Docs here in the third, but they send 8 hitters to the plate and extend their lead with 3 more runs on top 5-0 against Medford on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Starting off the top of the 4th inning now for Medford, number 8, Ryan Sandoval.
Drake Bourgeois out there for his 4th inning of work. Ryan Sandoval will lead things off for the Stangs. First pitch he takes. Outside for ball 1. 5-0 the score. Docs in front of Medford. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union. Belong to Douglas County. Pitch low and outside for Bourgeois, who had a lengthy rest in the dugout there in that bottom of the third. 2-0 pitch. That ball was in on the hands, fouled off. With the foul ball, makes it a 2-1 count here for Sandoval. Ryan Sandoval flew out to the second baseman, Jacob Luther, in the first inning. He takes inside for a 3-1 count. 3 balls, 1 strike. High for ball 4, and that'll be Bourgeois' first walk of the game. One on,
Number 6, Bennett Smith.
Nobody out, and Bennett Smith, the cleanup hitter, will come up. Medford needing to try and get something going if they hope to try and come back in this matchup. Down by 5 against the Docs. Obviously not an insurmountable lead. Bourgeois with a man at first. First base runner since the first inning for Medford. Line drive shot gets past Jacob Luther at second. He was leaning, trying to get to that one, but Bennett Smith will work a line drive back up the middle for a base hit. Just the third of the game for Medford. Just out of the reach of Jacob Luther at second. First hit again since the first inning. Medford with runners at first and second. Dylan Marsh stands in, 0 for 1 in the game, a ground ball out to third. Medford looking to try and mount a charge to see if they can get back into this game. Taking high, Marsh has a 1-0 count. Dylan Marsh had just a double in his first at-bat of game 1, then strikeout, ground out, ground out. He's had 3 straight groundouts to third dating back to game 1. As he pops this one up, it's on the infield. Jacob Luther calling for it back behind first base, makes the catch. Infield fly also looked like it was in effect there.
Next batter, number 1, Zach Ankeny.
That is the first out of the 4th inning. Runners at first and second. Zach Ankeny will bat. He flew out to left field the first time he was at the plate. He'll take for strike 1. So the Docs gaining ground on Medford with the win in game 1. They're behind the Mustangs by 1 game. They also got a game closer to Eugene and Willamette Valley after Willamette Valley took game 1. This ball in the air out to right field on the run. Doran Gillespie makes the catch. Throws back in to second base, holding Ryan Sandoval. A couple of fly ball outs for Medford. Brady Buchanan now have to try and do some damage with a two-out rally. Two down. Buchanan 0 for 1 in the game with a strikeout, his first time up. This is the second time through the lineup for Medford against Drake Bourgeois, and it's a pitch in the dirt, a 1-0 count. Buchanan, one of 4 strikeout victims for Bourgeois. He pops this one up. It's shallow left field grass, calling for it. Caden Johnson, the shortstop, makes the final out of the top of the 4th inning. No runs on 1 hit for Medford. There were no Docs errors. 2 men left on base. That wraps up the top of the 4th. Docs still in front, 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Or excuse me, bottom of the 4th inning on CBS Sports Radio. 1490 the score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Copy.
Starting off the bottom of the 4th inning now.
Bottom of the 4th inning for the Doc Stewarts. It'll be Doran Gillespie at the plate. Tonight's game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Give them a call at 672-6707. Gillespie 0 for 2 in this game. First pitch, a tapper back to the mound, fielded by Ledendecker. He throws to first to retire Gillespie for a 3rd time. 1 away. Doran has had a tough night at the plate. Has not been able to really get a hold of anything so far here in game 2. That brings up Jonathan Stone, 0 for 1 in the game for him. Drew a walk and scored a run in the 3rd. Gets on this one out to left field. Coming in, he bobbled it in left field. Brady Buchanan misplays the ball. Stone will get into second. That'll be an error in left field for Buchanan. He circled around that ball, then decided late that he needed to charge. It kind of handcuffed him right at the waist, and he turned the glove over it like he was going to make a basket catch, and I think that either hit off his hands or maybe into his stomach. That didn't look pleasant. It'll be an error, a 2-bag error for Brady Buchanan and Jonathan Stone
Next batter, number 18,
gets
Jet
into
Black.
second base. First pitch swinging. Jet Black will ground it to third. The throw to first off the line. The tie tried to make the tag at first was Spence. Make it Smith. Bennett Smith tries to make the tag at first. Jet Black able to avoid it. And that's going to be another error from Medford. That time on the third baseman, Jeremiah Huffman. On a routine ground ball to Huffman. Might have had to rush the throw after looking back Stone at second. The speed from Jet Black forcing an errant throw. And the Doc Stewarts will have men at first and second. Back-to-back errors for the Mustangs. First pitch swinging for Cody Johnson. He had a single through the right side in the third inning. Got on base and scored a run. The 0-1 pitch. Taken to shortstop, and it gets knocked out of the hands for Zach Ankeny. He tried to get it out of the glove and make a quick play to second, I think, is where he was intending to go on that. And as he tried to pull it out of the glove, basically just threw it away towards third base. The momentum of the ball carrying it away. 3 errors here in the fourth inning for Medford.
Next batter, number 12, Jacob Luther.
Bases are loaded now for the Doc Stewarts. Jacob Luther will bat. Things compounding here for Medford, who has been playing some really good baseball lately. But that Game 1 loss seems to be affecting him here in Game 2. And Luther's going to get hit by a pitch with the bases loaded to drive in a run. And out of the dugout, Coach Maben trying to ask whether or not he leaned into it. And the home umpire is not giving in on this argument. We have had an arm thrown in the bullpen. As we mentioned earlier, I believe that's Blake Shields, I think, down that direction. That was, if I remembered the name correctly there. Yeah, that is still Shields down there throwing. So a hit by pitch for Jacob Luther. And now we may need to take that back. The umpires, we got a 3-man crew tonight. They're all going to meet on the infield. Right now, as it stands, Jacob Luther hit by a pitch, got first base, and that brought in a run. And they are going to keep him there. So it's an RBI hit by pitch for Jacob Luther. Scoring was Jonathan Stone. 6-0 our score. Doc's in front. Jet Black to third. Cody Johnson to second. Up to bat will be Jay Stoffel. And it looks as if Shields out in the bullpen in right field seems to be ready. He's just kind of whining and firing out there. As the first pitch to Jay Stoffel gets by at third into left field. 1 run will score. Docs take a 7-0 lead. The throw from left goes all the way to the plate. Didn't need to for Buchanan out there, but he fires it all the way in anyways. Jay Stoffel picks up his second RBI here in Game 2. Jet Black scored. Cody Johnson to third. Jacob Luther to second. Bases still loaded. Garrett Zimet will bat. First pitch, a strike for Zimet, who has walked twice. His last at-bat, he never even saw a strike. 4 straight pitches outside the zone. His 0-1 is a bit low for a 1-1 count. First it was ribs, now it's ice cream. Gotta love the guys down at the Lions Den, and a big shout out to Jack and those famous ribs that he makes. They are delicious, and tonight we got treated. Thank you very much. Always appreciate they're trying to get rid of all the supply is what it is. The season's coming close to an end, and so they're trying just to get rid of everything. No, I doubt that's the case. They got a state tournament to host here soon.
Next batter, number 5, Caden Johnson.
So we got distracted by ice cream, and I missed. Garrett Zimet is out number 2. We'll check on that one here. Caden Johnson will bat, bases loaded with 2 down. Apologies there. They distract me with ice cream. Hard hit ball gets by at third base into left field. Johnson rounding it first. 1 run in so far. Luther will come in to score. It's a double for Cody Johnson. Drives in two more. And the Doc Stewarts are pulling away here. Cody Johnson scored. Jacob Luther scored. First to third for Jay Stoffel. 4 runs in for the Doc Stewarts here in the 4th inning. With 2 down now. Docs on top 9-0, and they could possibly put this one away early with the 5th inning still to come. 1-0 pitch here now to Spencer Six is inside for a 2-0 count. Out of his windup, Steven Ledendecker will fire. Hits the inside corner, strike 1. If the Docs can do this, they will have won the series against Medford in league play. If you look at the season series, the total number of games between the two teams, the Docs have already won the season series against Medford. Having won 3 out of 4 coming into tonight, now have won 4 out of 5. They're trying to make it 5 out of 6 with a win in Game 2. And it's a walk issued to Spencer Six with 2 down. That'll load the bases once again, and the Docs will bat through the lineup, and now we've got another visit to the mound. I believe this will be it for Steven Ledendecker. They've made the call to the pen. It's brought to you by Shelby & Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby & Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. We'll come back after this pitching change on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The new man on the mound will be Blake Shields as we welcome you back here to Legion Field. Sunset starting to really take effect. Lights in full effect here at Legion. It's nighttime as we make our way through this nightcap of a doubleheader. Steven Ledendecker exits the game. He will throw 3 2/3 innings. Over that time, he gave up 6 hits, 9 runs, 5 of which were earned. He walked 6 and struck out 3. Doc's not smashing the cover off the ball, but getting the benefit of 6 walks in the ball game and a hit batter for the Doc Stewarts in this one. So Ledendecker exits with the game 9-0 in the Doc Stewarts' favor. And taking over will be Blake Shields. Shields, a righty from South Medford. Will be graduating in the class of 2021. Will be a junior coming up next year. His first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Shields inheriting the bases loaded with 2 outs. Did find out Garrett Zyman did strike out, by the way, for the second out of the inning after we got distracted by ice cream. Foul tip on the 1-0 pitch here to Doran Gillespie, who will step in to face the new pitcher for the first time. Gillespie 0 for 3 in this contest, reached base on a fielder's choice in the first. The 1-1. Opposite field pop-up, that one into the bullpen for Medford and out of play. Strike 2 against Gillespie. A 1-2 pitch here for Shields, trying to get Medford out of this 4th inning. A ball high in the air to right field. Going back now, coming in a few. Dylan Marsh will make the final out. Gillespie, tough night at the plate here in Game 2, but his team is doing well, and the Doc Stewarts on top 9-0. After 4 innings of play, Doc's leading big. We head to the 5th. Drake Bourgeois on the mound on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Beaverton beat
The new batter for Medford, number 5, Taven Passy.
leading things off for the Medford Mustangs. Will have a pinch hitter making an appearance for Jeremiah Huffman. New man at the plate is going to be Taven Passy facing Drake Bourgeois. Well, some interesting news coming in. We'll update you as we take a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. First pitch from Bourgeois. Passy hits that one straight in the air out to center field. That straightaway fly ball goes right to Jet Black for out number 1. So we are waiting to see the results of Game 2 in Area 4, but we were crowning league champions today around Legion Baseball. Dallas Dirtbags win the Area 3 championship as they swept Salem today. But up in Hillsboro at Ron Tonkin Field, as Bourgeois misses high and inside, ducking out of the way goes Josh Baptiste. Up at Ron Tonkin Field there in Hillsboro, the Post 6 Barbers, kind of one of the top teams in the state, they fall to the Beaverton Post 124 and lose 4-1. Beaverton takes the Area 2 championship and clinches their spot in the state tournament. The Barbers now could be the possible opponent for the Docs in the postseason. So swing and a foul ball back for a 1-1 count. If the Docs were to pass Medford and finish third in Area 4, which if the Docs win Game 2, they'll be tied with Medford and have the head-to-head tiebreaker, so they will pass Medford. A pitch high and away for a 2-1 count now for Josh Baptiste. So if the Docs do hang on and move past Medford and then hang on with 2 games against Klamath Falls tomorrow, the Doc Stewarts could find themselves facing the Post 6 Barbers in the Portland area for a super regional coming up starting on Monday. If the Docs stay in 4th place, it looks like I'm fairly certain they'd play Corvallis. 3-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Full count now for Baptiste. So that's some interesting news there. So your league champions so far are Beaverton and Dallas. There's a swing and a miss on strike 3 on the full count pitch. Bourgeois' 5th strikeout of the game. 2 down, and top of the lineup coming up, Darren Marsh will bat.
27, Darren Marsh.
So 3 tickets are punched to the state championship tournament. Klamath Falls, the host team. Dallas, the Dirtbags, and Post 6, Beaverton, Post 124. Those 3 teams. That's interesting developments tonight. A 1-0 count for Darren Marsh right now. And it goes to a 2-0 count. I really believe it could be anybody's ball game when it comes to the state tournament this year. The 2-0 from Bourgeois is popped up by Darren Marsh. Foul ball will get out of play. 2-1 count. Bourgeois' 2-1 pitch. That one in on the hands, fouled back again. The count will go to 2-2. Bourgeois' 2-2 pitch to try and wrap it up. He can't get the swing and a miss. That pitch outside in the dirt. Full count now for Darren Marsh, 0 for 2 in the ballgame. 3-2 pitch, challenged him with the fastball, but Marsh able to at least get a piece of it, fouls it back. That ball ricocheted all the way back out onto the playing field. Full count pitch coming up here for Bourgeois once again, trying to get the final out of the top of the fifth. Got it right there, strike 3 looking. Marsh goes down with a strikeout for the second time. 6th strikeout of the game for Drake Bourgeois. And the Doc Stewarts will get through the top of the 5th. Another 1-2-3 inning for Drake. And the Docs will head to the bottom of the 5th, needing 1 run to end this one early if they can against Medford. Back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Bottom of the 5th, it'll be up to Blake Shields to try and keep this game going. Doc Stewarts need 1 run to try and end it early. Tonight's game brought to you by Cruise Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. That would go well with some of this Umpqua Dairy ice cream we got here. I forgot to eat some during the break, so I figured I'd just tease you by saying that I was eating it there and go with that.
Jonathan Stone.
Jonathan Stone leading things off for the Docs here in the 5th inning. Up 9-0. Stone 0 for 2 in this game. Grounds 1 towards third. Takes a high hop. Gets by Jeremiah Huffman at third base. Stone, a hard turn at first, but he'll stay at first. A leadoff base hit for the Doc Stewarts. That ball, a high hop, just went past Jeremiah Huffman there at third base into left field.
Next batter, number 18, Jet Black.
It's a 1-on. First base hit of game 2 for Jonathan Stone for the Doc Stewarts, their 7th of the ball game. And that was not Huffman. That's Tavin Passy, I believe, at third base. We'll double check to make sure he stayed in the game after pinch hitting for Huffman. Jet Black will bat. He is 0 for 2. Reached base twice, once on a walk and once on an error. No, that's Brady Buchanan that has gone to third. So that ball getting by him. 1-1 count for Jet Black. Tavin Passy has gone behind the plate, and Bennett Thompson has moved to left field. Two 2-1 count here for Jet Black. Jet chops it towards short. Ankeny in front of it, throws a second for 1. The relay to first, not in time. Jet will get in there. A fielder's choice for him. Cut down at second base with Jonathan Stone. 6-4 on the putout. 1 away.
Next batter, number 2,
So 1 on,
Johnson.
1 out. Cody Johnson will bat.
Shields' first pitch. Johnson fouls it down the right field side, out of play. So the Doc Stewarts comfortably leading here. They've scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, and 4 in the fourth. It's a ground ball up the middle for Johnson. Gets into center field. Up to second goes Jet. He'll hold there. Second hit of the game for Cody Johnson. Docs with runners at first and second. Threatening to end this one in 5 innings.
Next batter, number 12, Jacob Luther.
Jacob Luther will bat. Jacob in this game, 1 for 2, was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded to drive in a run. His hit was down the right field line. That also drove in a run. He drives one to left field this time. They're going to hold the runner at third. The throw goes to the plate. From Thompson in left field to the new catcher, Tavin Passy, at the plate. That throw was pretty on line. It did get away from Passy, but would have been a tough job to score on that one. If Passy catches it, boy, he would have had a chance to make a tag on a play at the plate. So might have been the smart idea there. Jet Black at third. Cody Johnson at second. Luther with his second single of the game at first. Bases loaded with 1 out for the Docs. Jay Stoffel's going to try to end it. Stoffel has got 2 RBIs already. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Both those RBIs came against the starter, Steven Ledendecker. Stoffel in there trying to end it here against Blake Shields. He'll take a breaking ball for strike 2. The 0-2 count for Shields. The righty kicks and fires. Swung on and missed, and Stoffel will go down with a strikeout. 2 down. And Garrett Zimet will try to finish it.
Number 1, Garrett Zimet.
Bases loaded. First pitch of the fifth, or for Garrett Zimet here in the fifth, is outside. Zimet did have a couple of walks in his first 2 at-bats, as he does take a strike there. Bases loaded walk here would be kind of an anticlimactic way to finish this game. But it's a 1-1 count. Shields kicks and fires. It got him. The ball got away. Coming in to score. Game over. Jet Black will end it there. A wild pitch got away from Tavin Passy. I don't know if it hit Zimet or if it hit the end of the bat. It bounced away awkward there. Zimet wants to say it hit his elbow. Either way, game over. We'll put it down as a wild pitch. Docs win 10-0 against Medford. It's quite the performance tonight for your Doc Stewarts to take 3 out of 4 against Medford and take 6.
Game time 6 o'clock.
Well, let's see. They had won 3 out of 4 coming into it. So, yeah, 3 out of 4. I went to 5 out of 6. Math, simple math, hardest thing for me to do in the world. Doc Stewarts take 5 out of 6 in the season against Medford. Pretty spectacular, just that alone for the Doc Stewarts this year. Medford has been such a dominant force in Area 4 for so long, and the Docs will finish this season with their most wins against the Mustangs in a season. And they will try to carry that momentum into tomorrow night's games against Klamath Falls. Docs have now won 6 straight. That is a season best for them, and we will talk all about it when we come back. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball, the Roseburg Disposal postgame show coming up when we return. 10-0 the final as the Docs win in Game 2 on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Well, tonight was an interesting night in Legion baseball. A lot of things going on, and we'll try to recap it for you here as we bring you the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That is Roseburg Disposal. Doc Stewart sweep Medford here at home, and the Docs move into third place in the area for standings. Could be a debate for sports talk shows around the Umpqua Basin on whether or not that's a great thing or not, but that is where we are at right now. Obviously, winning is always a more desired outcome than losing, a preferred outcome to losing. But you also kind of look at the postseason matchups that could be coming, and, well, you just have to deal with that when you get to that moment. But Doc Stewarts get a pair of wins tonight against Medford, and they pass Medford in the standings. Technically, they have tied records. Docs are now 8-10 in league. Medford's 8-10, but the Docs have the head-to-head tiebreaker, so they'll pass Medford for third. Nobody can catch Eugene in Willamette Valley. Those two teams playing right now for the Area 4 championship in Game 2 of a doubleheader, and we will check on some of the scores there on that. But so the Docs move into third. Medford drops to fourth, although they are tied in the standings. Grants Pass is at 6-11, waiting to find out what Game 2 means for them. If they win to go to 7-11, they'll remain one game behind Medford and Roseburg. The Docs split against Grants Pass, so if they finish tied, there's no head-to-head tiebreaker. I don't know what Medford did. Actually, Medford won their first 2 games against Grants Pass, and they meet Grants Pass coming up tomorrow. So Medford and Grants Pass cannot finish tied. Medford comes into this matchup tonight against the Docs feeling probably pretty confident about themselves. Had a 3-game lead on Grants Pass. They dropped 2 against the Docs. If they go down to Grants Pass tomorrow and lose 2 games against the Nuggets tomorrow, Medford would be out of the playoffs, and the defending state champ would be out of the running for another 6th straight state championship. They have to lose 2 against Grants Pass to make that happen, but we will see. So we will wait to see what happens there. We'll see what happens in Game 2 of that Grants Pass and Klamath Falls matchup. But as for our Game 2 of our doubleheader, 10-0 the final score. No runs on 3 hits and 4 errors for Medford. 10 runs on 9 hits, no errors for the Doc Stewarts. Docs score a run in every inning of the 5-inning contest, shortened because of the mercy rule. 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. And the Docs pile up the runs, taking advantage of walks and errors in this one from Medford. Docs will get the win. It's Drake Bourgeois getting the victory. 5 innings work, gave up 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Bourgeois will improve to 5-2 on the season. As for the loss, it goes to Stephen Ledendecker, who pitches in Game 2. He goes 3 innings
3 2/3 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 9 runs, 5 of them earned, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts for Ledendecker. Blake Shields threw 1 inning in relief, gave up 1 run. That was the run to put it on top for the Doc Stewarts. We'll take a look at offensive numbers when we come back, but that was your game recap brought to you by the News Review. For more on today's games, pick up a copy of the News Review print edition tomorrow and find out more about what's going on with the Doc Stewarts as they make their way towards the postseason. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Flyaway Travel and by Mart. And don't forget our friends at Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair and Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. We'll take a quick 2-minute break, come back, and finish off things here in the Roseburg Disposal Postgame Show on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back here at Legion Field for more of the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run of the dump for you. I want to let you know tonight's game's also been brought to you by South River Community Health Center. So Doc Stewart's get a 10-0 win against Medford. Taking a look at some of the offensive numbers in tonight's matchup for Medford. Only 3 hits in the ballgame. Bennett Thompson was 1 for 2, and Bennett Smith was 2 for 2 in the game. Those are the 3 hits in the ballgame for Medford. For the Doc Stewarts, Caden Johnson 2 for 4 with a run scored and 3 RBIs. 1 for 2 for Spencer 6 with an RBI. 1 for 3 for Jonathan Stone with 2 runs scored. 2 runs scored for Jet Black. He got walked once, and Jet was able to reach on an error and a fielder's choice as he scored the 2 times. Cody Johnson 2 for 4 in the game with 2 runs scored. 2 for 3 for Jacob Luther with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. Jay Stoffel 1 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBI. And at the bottom of the lineup, Garrett Zymet drew 2 walks but goes 0 for 1 in the contest. So that is a look at how things played out here today. Docs get the 10-0 win in Game 2 to sweep Medford here at home and move into 3rd place in Area 4. It's time now to name our Joe's Towing Player of the Game. Coming through for you in the clutch. Call Joe's Towing your local towing professionals. We're going to stick with what we did in Game 1. We'll go with the pitcher in the matchup. This is a shutout here. Another complete game. Obviously ends early in 5, but Drake Bourgeois, nice outing. He gives up just 3 hits, no runs in 5 innings to pick up his 5th win of the season. Ties him with Jay Stoffel for most wins on the team. Docs, a 6-game winning streak, their longest of the season. Now 23-16 on the season, surpassing last year's 22-win mark. Medford, with the pair of losses, drops to 24-20 on the season.
for the Mustangs. Well, quickly taking a look at some of the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update here. So with Eugene losing to Willamette Valley in their first game of that matchup. And let's see here. The first game, 8-2. No, it was 12. Let me get it again here. 12-2. The Willamette Valley Titans beat the Challengers in Game 1, 12-2. It's 0-0 in Game 2 of that doubleheader to decide the Area 4 championship. Also, Grants Pass and Klamath Falls are tied at 0 in their second game after Grants Pass came back to win 11-8 against Klamath Falls in Game 1 of the doubleheader there. Docs move into third place. The winner of Willamette Valley and Eugene takes the Area 4 championship. As it stands right now, if the playoffs were to start today, the Doc Stewarts would face the Post 6 Barbers out of the Hillsboro area. They would take them on in a best-of-3 series up in the Portland area. Not sure where that matchup would be held, but the Doc Stewarts would face the Barbers in a best-of-3 series to go to the state tournament after the Barbers lost against Post 124 from Beaverton today, and that one gives Beaverton the Area 2 championship. So Docs, if they do fall back into fourth place for whatever reason, Docs would face Corvallis out of Area 3 in a road super regional up there. So that is a quick look at things there. It's been a wild one tonight, and it's been a fun one. Game 1, an exciting 8-inning contest. Saw the Docs win 5-4 and a walk-off in the bottom of the 8th. Game 2, they blow it out, winning 10-0 against Medford. Folks, that's going to do it for us here today. We'll be back here tomorrow for our final games of the regular season, final time at home this season for the Doc Stewarts. So if you haven't come out for a game, tomorrow's your last chance to catch the Docs here at home. We'll be here. If you can't make it to the game, though, you can tune in and catch the action. It's a 6 o'clock start for the doubleheader. Our pregame starts at 5:45. So tune in as the Docs wrap up the regular season against Klamath Falls coming up tomorrow. We'll want to say thanks to the Medford Mustangs for making the trip up here today. Always a quality opponent to have with us here at the ballpark. Say thanks to head coach Jeremiah Robbins and the entire Roseburg Dr. Stewart's baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Docs baseball here on The Score. Thanks to Chance Terrell back in the studio for the radio production tonight. Thanks to Josh Nelson for helping out with the video production this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran, folks. We will talk to you guys tomorrow night when the Doc Stewarts take on the Klamath Falls Falcons in an Area 4 doubleheader to wrap up the regular season. First pitch of Game 1 starts at 6 o'clock, so tune in for pregame coverage starting at 5:45, streaming online at 541radio.com and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score. All right, thanks, Chance. I got to run real quick, but we'll